Yo, so this video is going to be a little different from every other video I've done, as it's, I think, a little more personal in nature, and in a lot of the videos I claim to have the answers, and this one I don't. And it's not necessarily me looking for answers, because I don't know that it's necessarily out there, but how I've dealt with the lack of information in recovering from injury. So, if you're watching this channel, you're probably not an NBA player. You might want to be one. You might be completely outside of any kind of system like me, which means that when you have a Derrick Rose type ACL or meniscus tear, you don't even have a doctor to diagnose it. You might just try to walk it off and go home, see what happens, right? Surgery is expensive. So for me and all my injuries and everything that I've recovered my entire basketball career, surgery has just never been an option just because of price. So that means even if I have a tear, I have to think long and hard about doing anything about it. And in my experience of various injuries, I've gone into doctors, I've seen doctors. I haven't had really access to cutting edge sports physicians, so for a while I was seeing people who knew more than me, but as I learned more, they knew different from me in some ways that I just thought was wrong. They were having me do some stuff that I thought was not really beneficial to what I should be doing, and I kind of closed off from the circles that I had, what my insurance covered, and started going strictly through the internet. So this is me dredging up an injury from 2011. 3 years old, going on 4 years old injury that has never been resolved, and I'll tell you about how I've managed it and give you advice maybe, and look for advice as well. So basically in 2010 I was shooting jump shots just like any other jump shot, and there was just, in one of the shots, on the descent into the jump shot, in the dipping phase, my left knee just had an obstruction. It has an obstruction that basically it wanted to lock, but I continued through it. And in order to shoot any kind of a jump shot, I couldn't descend. I couldn't descend and shoot jump shots. So I had to quit shooting jump shots right there. What I did is I ended up learning the exact point that basically the locking or the obstruction would occur, and I would descend no further than that, and that would be my new jump shot, which I would have to relearn, and everything that I've done since has kind of gone off of that. That's my left leg. My right leg is much stronger. I always prefer to land with my right. I almost always do. Prefer to jump off my right. I'm always really uncomfortable descending on the left as a result of that, and I never really had it checked out, but I don't think that doing so would have fixed it. It might have given me some information. Now, with what I know now, I mean, it's clearly some kind of tear in there, meniscus. It could be it's on the left outside of the knee. I mean, who knows really? But again, surgery is not an option. So, I mean, everything that I've done. And my guess is that it's just basically there's some part of ligament or something that's detached, and when I go and descend, there's a locking basically. But I mean, I found that there's things that I can do to alleviate that regardless. So I mean, just improving my flexibility takes a lot of pressure off my knee. Improving my flexibility above the knee, improving my flexibility below the knee, improving my strength above the knee and below the knee helps a lot. I mean, there was a time when I could not even squat with no weight, and now I can do that. But I mean, as much as I've done, and I say this now at 2 a.m. trying to do, I don't know what the word for the exercise is, where you have a chair and weights, and then you stand up onto the chair and then descend back to the floor, back and forth. Could not do it on the left side just because my left knee would not let me. There was a locking pain, just was not going to happen. So it brought me all the way back, and me thinking like, it's inhibiting my ability to train, but at the same time, like, I just have to work around that. And it brings me back to the fact that I've come so far despite my strength and my ability. I mean, for example, my room's a huge mess, so I apologize for that. Like pistol squats, I can do them with the right, on the right leg. I don't know how your view is of this. Pistol squats, a one-legged squat with the right one. Descend, easy, 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 right? With the left one, left is scary to do, man, because there's this obstruction on the way down. I'm scared to even try to do it, but I'm going to show you just because I can do it, but with support. I can do it maybe without. It's probably a stupid thing to be doing, right? So I can do it, but the issue is, in order to do it, I'm overcoming a sensation of obstruction, and I feel like maybe that causes more damage, and I really don't know. And it throws so many questions, and I know that it limits my athleticism. Obviously, you see me still get above the rim, but I mean, pretty scared to try to dunk going to the right because of descending onto my left leg is scary. So, I mean, just doing this exercise in the middle of the night brought me all the way back and brought all these old fears and anxieties about this unresolved injury that has never been resolved and probably never will be. And you know, I have this trip planned up where, well, I have a career ahead of me. I have a basketball career ahead of me still, so just trying to manage it, learn within my limitations, and know what I can and can't do. And hopefully this inspires some of you guys who are going through injuries and don't have access to the answers. And even if you do, like Derrick Rose, you come back and you go out again. So I'm just glad that my injury is something that I can continue through. So just wanted to share that and wish everyone the best.